Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Wednesday Night Live Crafting. Michelle Greck here from Think Out Loud Paper Crafting, coming to you from Melbourne, Australia. How is everybody today? Oh, sorry, I'm sounding a bit out of breath, and that's because I've been racing around at the last minute. Just as I was about ready to go live, I had visitors pop in, so that's always ooh. Uh, I've got some feedback. There we go. Didn't want to be able to hear myself for a second time in my earpiece. So sorry about that. Seeing my arm there in screen. So who I got with me tonight? Anybody here yet? Or is it just me on my lonesome? Come on, guys, jump on. I don't want to be here on my own. Oh, hi, Marg. How are you? Hello, Mel. How are you going, Mel? Are you all right after your little incident today? I saw that picture of your car. Shopping centres, honestly, they're the worst places for getting dings in your car. But that looked like quite a nasty one. I hope you're okay. Okay, we'll just give it a couple minutes. For some reason, I can't actually see who's on tonight. So, just give me a wave and let me know that you're here. Give me a shout out. For some reason, my comments are not coming up. Can't see them. I can't see them on my phone because my phone's up above me in a holder, and they're not coming on the. Hi Sue, how you going? I'm featuring again on the TV. I love it when you pop on and say I'm on the big TV. Makes me feel a bit like a movie star. Is it my 15 minutes of fame? Hi Debbie, how you going? I'm glad. Happy to be here. Oh, now that was Siri on my watch telling me that she's happy to be here. So I'm glad that she's enjoying my live tonight. I need to turn my notifications off on my watch. You know, Big Brother, always listening, always listening. So how are we all? What have we been up to this week? Where are we? Wednesday. So we're halfway through. We're over hump day. We're on the downward slope to the weekend. Long weekend this weekend. So do you all have special plans? Anyone have interesting plans for the weekend? I'm actually going away for the weekend, so I'm going up to spend some time on my brother's houseboat. So that will be fantastic, leaving the kids at home. The boys are going to batch it on their own, and I'm going to go away and enjoy some children-free adult time. Not that I've got young kids, like it's not like they really need me around, but it's still nice to have some time to yourself. So I won't be doing any crafting, unfortunately, this weekend. I'm not taking any crafting stuff with me. I'm just going to take a good book, and I believe the weather's going to be fairly nice. So I'll take my sunglasses and some sunscreen, and I'm just plan to spend some time sleeping, reading, eating and drinking, probably. You know, that always goes on, and just enjoying my family's company, my brother and his partner, and my hubby's company for the weekend. So pop on everyone and tell me what you're up to this weekend. Hi Di. Anyway, that's enough chattering, so let's get started. So tonight I'm going to be featuring this beautiful stamp set, the Daffodil Daydream. Say that 10 times fast. So that's part of, it's a bundle with these daffodil dies, and of course this beautiful paper from the Celebration catalogue. So this is one of the free items available to you when you place a $90 order during Celebration. And of course we've just got, what are we, the 9th today? Finishes on the 16th, so you've got 1 week left of Celebration to enjoy those freebies. So this is I've actually cut this sheet down, but for those of you that haven't seen this beautiful paper, let me let me pull it out and show it to you in all its glory. I don't know if I've got all of the sheets here. One, two, maybe not. Maybe I don't have all of the sheets there. That's a bit of a nuisance. I think I might have cut some up already and used them. But anyway, let me show you what I've got here. So we've got this beautiful, so it's got daisies as well as the daffodils. So this beautiful combination of daisies and daffodils. And that's the B side of that. And of course we have this one with the black and vanilla crosshatch sort of pattern on it, with this beautiful greens with all of the leaves and these little flowers here in pale papaya, and I think they're hearts on the back there. And so this is one of the ones we'll be using tonight. So this is one where you can just actually, if you just cut this down the middle at excuse me, at 6 inches, and then cut those pieces into 3-4 inch panels, you'll have enough there for 6 cards. And you can make a card just straight out of that paper. Just put a sentiment on it and then you're done. It's so pretty. And then what's on the other side of that one? We have this nice is it pale papaya and flirty flamingo, I think, is the are the colours there. And then of course this is my absolute favourite in this pack, these beautiful daisies and daffodils. Great for fussy cutting if you like to fussy cut, but again, it's a very busy paper, so it doesn't actually need a lot done to it when you put it on a card. So either use it in small pieces or use it as the feature of your card. And it has this pattern on the back. There might be one more. I'm not sure that I've got the whole 6 of them out there, but anyway, that's what's it called? Daffodil Afternoon, I think, is the name of the actual name of the paper. Okay, so as well as using these beautiful products, tonight I'm going to be doing a bridge card. Now, I don't know, sorry, I've got a bit of a dry throat. I don't know how many of you have made a bridge card before. Let me know if you've made a bridge card, or if you actually know what a bridge card is. Again, it's one of those fancy fold cards that sort of looks like it's complicated, but it's actually really not once you know what you're doing. So I haven't made one in ages. I think the last one I made was a Christmas one, sometime, maybe not even last Christmas, maybe the Christmas before. So I thought that I would revisit the fancy fold and give it a go with this beautiful paper. So I think I'll leave you to be surprised. I won't show you the card up front today, I don't think. So you'll see it as we go. So let's get started. I'm just going to bring in my trimmer, and I'm also going to be using Evening Evergreen is my base card. So I have a piece of Evening Evergreen, which is the full width of an A4 sheet, so 21 centimetres by 11 centimetres. So I will actually put all of these measurements up. I'll do a post tomorrow, probably, won't be tonight, on my Facebook page and probably on my blog as well, with all of the measurements. So feel free to write them down if you want to, but I'll be posting them up tomorrow. And I will try and get it done tomorrow because, like I said, I'm away on the weekend, so I would like to get it done before I go away. So along the long side, the 21 centimetre side, we're going to score at 3 centimetres. And I always like to score the smaller scores on this side. I just actually find that it's a bit easier for me. So we're going to do that 3 centimetres from both ends. And this is one of these cards where you do really need to be really precise with your scoring, because if you're just a millimetre out, you will find that it won't fold properly at the end. So Now, so I scored at 3, and now I'm going to score at 6 centimetres as well. So 3 centimetres and 6 centimetres from each end. So turn that around. I've already done the 3 centimetre one. Now I need to just do the 6 centimetre. Okay, and I think that's all the scoring I need to do now. So I'm going to bring it in, a mark there, and I'm going to fold in on that 6 centimetre score line, and then I'm going to fold back on the 3 centimetre one. And again on the other side I'm going to do the same. I'm going to fold in on the 6 centimetre line and back on the 3 centimetre line. So you end up with something that looks like that. So you've got valley fold, mountain fold, your wide piece, another mountain and another valley. And it sort of looks like that. So it's going to sit up like this. And then we're going to have a piece across the front here, which is what we call our bridge. And this is what keeps our card together. Okay, so this piece is actually, let me just measure it. I think it's 2.5 centimetres by 15 centimetres. So this will actually make, when your card's open and all straight, this will actually sit without pulling or tugging across the front and attach on both sides there. So now really that's the core of our card done. Now we just really need to go ahead and decorate. So I've taken a piece of this beautiful daffodil paper and I've cut that down to 8.5 centimetres by 10.5 centimetres. So 10.5 centimetres high, 8.5 centimetres wide. And I'm just going to attach that there in the centre. Hi Di, how you going? Hi Alison. So I'm just going to use a little, my glue of choice, my liquid glue. I don't know about you, I found it was quite muggy today. I don't know, I was feeling a bit hot in here. So I'm really looking forward. I'm not really a heat person. I don't like a lot of hot weather. So I'm really looking forward to the winter months. I really I do like the summer, and I don't mind dry heat, but I really don't cope well with that you know, with the humid type weather. And so I'm really quite looking forward to the onset of autumn and those cooler months. Okay, so now we've got these, we're going to decorate these other panels here. So these again are just 10.5 centimetres high, the same size as this sheet here, and they are, I should know this, but I think they are 2.5 centimetres wide as well. Okay, so we're just going to pop those on onto our 4 panels there. Now you can actually leave these panels here blank, because they're actually going to sort of fold up and you're not really going to see them. It's totally up to you. You can decorate them if you want, or you can just leave them. You can just leave them blank. I like to actually add something to them there. So everyone's really quiet out there. If you everybody doing something else and just tuning into me in the background, or I don't. So we're just going to make sure that I line up the top and bottom evenly with that paper. I just think there's so many possibilities with this paper, and I really like the fact that, you know, Stampin' Up! Are coordinating some of their free celebration products with bundles and other products from the mini catalogue, because there's nothing like, well, I think there's nothing like things that coordinate. I'm a matchy type of girl, so whenever things come in a bundle or a sweet collection, I always like to buy all of the stuff so that I can match everything up. Okay, so our last one. Yes, just going to fit on there. And that's the basics of our card decorated. And you can actually, I'm actually going to put a panel on the back, which is for my message. So if you want to write a message, you can, well, thanks, Marg. I'm glad that I'm featuring on, seems like I'm featuring on everybody's TV tonight. Hi, Marg. How you going? Yeah, so because this is a type of card where you don't have anything on the inside to write on, so I always like to put a panel on the back here, and I want to put that panel on before I do any of my other construction. And I'm also going to stamp a greeting on the back there before I do that. So let me just bring in my just going to bring in some scratch paper so that I don't end up with ink on my my desk there. And I've actually just going to use, what stamp did I have? I thought I had a stamp, yes. So I'm using this sending a card instead of a text. That's actually not from the Daffodil set. That's actually from, I think from a set I featured a little while back, which is this Flowing Flowers. I really love the flowers in this set, but I also really like the greetings. It's actually got quite a few greetings, things that I would actually use on cards. I often find sometimes when I buy a stamp set, there's one or two greetings that I'll use and then the rest I actually won't. But this one's actually one where I really like all of the sentiments that are in it. So I'm actually going to be using both the happy birthday and this sending a card instead of a text. So how many people wish people a happy birthday by text or by Facebook or some other type of social media thing these days? I always find that we're card makers, we should send people a card, not a text. I mean, you can send them a text as well, but it'd be nice to send them a card given that we have all of these products and all of this creative ability. It'd be nice to send a card. Okay, so that's, now I'm just going to pop that on the back of my card base. I don't know about you, but I have a mountain of cards here. I actually need to find somewhere where I can donate some cards. I used to do some volunteering at Ronald McDonald House, and used to leave cards or make cards for the people who were there. You know, all of those families who are, you know, they're supporting their children through some sort of treatment or hospitalisation. You know, they often, you know, people still have birthdays and still have events where they need a card. It's, you know, and it's a hard time for them to pop out and actually just buy a card. So, but because of the whole, you know, COVID thing, I haven't actually been there for ages. So I might have to reconnect with them and see if there's if they need some cards. All right, so this bit's going to go on here like this. But I'm first going to do our decoration. So I'm going to do our focal image, which is, I'm going to be stamping this daffodil from the Daffodil Daydream bundle. And I'm going to stamp that just in vanilla, on vanilla. And the other thing about this paper, which I didn't mention before, is it actually features the very vanilla rather than the basic white. So there are often most of our pattern papers seem to coordinate with our basic white neutral paper, but this one actually features the vanilla, which I really like because it's a bit softer sometimes than the white, and it's not something that use very often. So I'm going to ink up in Memento because I'm going to be colouring this with my blends. I might just try and maximise my use of my paper here. Okay, and I'm just going to colour that with the coordinating blends. So I have some dark and light mossy meadow, so dark and light pale papaya, and my flirty flamingo. And I'm going to be using scratch paper underneath because the blends do tend to bleed through your cardstock. I think I'm actually going to start with my dark mossy meadow, and I'm just going to go in and lightly colour these stems. I'm not going to be too fussy about colouring them completely. I actually like the little bit of that little bit of white, or vanilla, that's not fully coloured in when you sort of just do that sort of stroking, because I think it actually adds a little bit of reality to your colouring. So like there's that light and dark shadow rather than completely colouring the whole lot in. It also means that I don't have to be too fussy about it. Actually, I've missed a whole stem there. I hope I don't have my head in the way of the camera there. I can't watch the stream on my iPad and colour at the same time. I'm pretty good at multitasking, but I can't be looking in two different places at the same time. Although my kids would say I do have eyes in the back of my head, so that shouldn't be a problem, but that's just because I've been tricking them all of their lives. All right, so now I'm going to bring in my dark papaya, and I'm just going to add some dark highlights to the places where I think there would be dark shadows. And Stampin' Up! Help us with this. They make it easy for us people who aren't good with colouring, because they add all of those lines that we can just add some dark colour there. That really helps us to make it look a bit more realistic. Might just add some. Now I'm just going to come in with my dark flirty flamingo, and I'm just going to go just around the edges of that daffodil. I'm not going to colour the whole lot, I'm just going to go around the edges, and I'm also just going to add a tiny little bit to the centre there. I'll come back in with my light and just blend that colour out, blend those harsh edges. I always like to use my bullet tip to do these small areas. So work in a circular motion, just blend those harsh lines. Just keep colouring until you've evened out and spread those sort of harsh edges. Hear that squeaky sound of my blender pen, my Stamper Blend. I'll get the name of it right in a minute. So how many of you out there like to colour? I think I probably ask this question every time I'm colouring with my blends. I love to colour. I find it very relaxing. I do know that there's people out there who don't like to colour. That's all right. You could, I mean, there's lots of things mediums that you could use to colour this. You don't have to use Stamp on Blend. You could do these with watercolour pencils or a blender pen and your ink pads. You could probably do it with one of our blender pens and our pastels as well. I'm just going to go back in. I think I've coloured that stem with pale papaya, but it really should have been a green stem. Okay, and so while I'm here, I've also stamped a couple of the butterflies and cut those out from they're also from the same stamp set, and I'm just going to quickly colour those as well. I just find I stop talking while I'm colouring. It's like concentrating. You're all still with me. So Deb, you're watching on your iPad. It's good, isn't it, these days that we have so many different ways that you can watch this. You know, you can be watching it on the TV, you can be watching it on your phone or on your iPad, laptop. I know in our house there's often, you know, when we're all here, we're all sort of can all be on different devices. Although I do find it's not that great for interacting with each other. Everybody's sort of in their own corner on their devices, but still, it does also mean that we can all watch different things, and we don't have to have a vote on what we're watching. Because, you know, I'm sure if I was watching something like maths, I'm sure that none of my boys would want to be watching that. So now I have the coordinating die for this, and I'm just going to pop up and cut that out on my Stampin' Cut and Emboss. So this is also one of the dies that will fit in our mini Stampin' Cut machine, which of course at the moment is on sale, 20% off for the month of March. So it's one of the sizes that will actually fit through the mini. I tend not to use it during my lives because it tends to slip around a bit on this background only, but it's something that I have on my desk all the time, and I use it most days. So there you go. I've just cut that out with my die. Now I've just gone ahead and earlier cut a circle of vellum, and I'm just going to show you why I cut that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop my my bridge on here. I need to do that with some tear and tape because I want to make sure that it has a strong bond, because it is a sort of an interactive card. So I'm going to put just a little bit of tear and tape just on one end. And just enough that it fits onto this panel here. So you don't want to end up here too much. So a little bit on both ends. So that panel's 3 centimeters wide. So you don't want this lot of adhesive to be any more than that 3 centimeters across this way. Okay, I'll just take the backing off, the protective backing off that. Now I find the best way to do this, let me just move all this stuff out of the way, is to close up my card. So I'm going to close up that left panel, and So your bridging panel can actually be wherever you want on the front of this card. So I'm going to put this down towards the bottom, but you could have one that goes across the middle. You could have one that goes across the top. And again, it can be as deep as you want it to be. So this one is actually about 2.5 centimeters wide, but you could go up to 4 centimeters depending on what sort of focal image and what sort of sentiment you're putting on the front. In this case, obviously I didn't want to hide too much of this beautiful paper, so I've kept it fairly narrow, and I'm going to line that up with the very left edge of my card, and I'm going to come up just a little bit from the bottom. So you can see that's on the outside flap with it closed up. I'm just going to take my tape off this end. Okay, now this time I'm going to have this right hand side completely open. Okay, so have that completely open, and then we're just going to line up again with our, oops, pop down there. We're going to line up with our right hand, make sure it's all flat. We're going to line up with that right hand edge and then attach it. So now when we close up our card, it's going to stand up like this. So we have our bridge across the front there, and that's going to hold our card in the shape that we want it to be. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in that circle of vellum that I had earlier, and the reason I'm using this is because I wanted something extra to put my daffodil on. So my daffodil is going to go here on this left corner, but I didn't want it to get lost in the pattern that's on this center panel here. So I thought this little piece of vellum here, this vellum circle, will actually just give us a little bit of focal point behind it, so it doesn't get lost in those flowers. So, and I find with vellum that the best way to attach vellum is, and you can't even, it's really hard to see on my desk there, is to use our Seal Plus, and I'm just going to put just a little strip of it down the bottom there. And this is going to be hidden anyway, so it's not really much of a problem. So I'm just going to close that up for now, and I'm going to line that right up. I don't know whether you can see that in the camera. I'm just going to line that up with sort of the left-hand edge of my card, and not right to the bottom of that front bridge, but just about, I don't know, 3 or 4 mil up from the bottom there. Okay. Now I've also got a piece of vanilla, which is slightly narrower and slightly shorter than that piece of Evening Evergreen. So this piece is 2 centimeters by 14.5. So this one was 2.5 by 15. So this is just 0.5 centimeter shorter and narrower. Now I'm going to stamp my happy birthday on that in memento. So does anybody have any questions about what I'm doing here? You're all very quiet. Okay, so I'm going to stamp just in the middle, or try and sort of find round about the middle of that vanilla panel. A little bit lower than I would have liked, but it'll be fine. And now I'm actually going to attach that over my vellum circle here. Just do that using liquid glue. So this is a sort of card, sort of lends itself to any type of occasion really. It's a type of fancy fold that's really good for featuring your pattern paper. So if you want to show off some really nice pattern paper, then this one's perfect for that. So this time I've lined up this left-hand edge with level with the edge of my pattern paper, and the same on this side, so it all looks nice and even. And then I'm just going to pop my daffodils on over the top there. And because this card already has quite a bit of bulk in it, you know, it's got several folds and lots of things going on, I'm actually not going to use dimensionals on this, but you could if you wanted to. But I'm actually just going to attach it with just a bit of Stampin' Seal Plus, and just to make sure, being careful not to go over the top there. You don't want any adhesive on this top edge here, because it's going to stick over the top of that circle, and when your card's closed you don't want it to sort of be tacky and attach there to the back of your card. So I'm just going to put a little bit there. You could also use liquid glue to do that if you wanted to. You just have to hold it there for a little bit just to make sure it's properly attached and dry before you let it go. I'm just going to pop that on there. Okay, so we're just about finished now. I'm just going to bring in those little butterflies that I stamped and cut earlier. Hi Deb, how are you going? Nice to see you on. And I'm just going to use glue dots to attach these. So I've just opened up my roll and I'm just going to pick up a glue dot using my butterfly. I'm just going to pop up the wings a little bit, and I'm just going to pop one just here. And the other one, pop up, just fold those wings up a little bit. Of course they will get flattened a little bit probably while it's in, if it's in the mail, but didn't actually pick up the glue dot. And now I've got glue dots on the front of it as well. I've got glue dots everywhere. Pesky little things. Okay, I'm just going to pop that over there on this side. Again, just popping up those wings. Okay, and just to finish off, of course, you know, every card has to have some bling on it for me to consider it finished. I'm using some of our iridescent rhinestones. It's beautiful, shiny rhinestones, and I don't know if you can see there in the camera, but they sort of, maybe it's better actually on the back in there. They've actually got like a little bit of a pinky, yellowy sort of tone to them. They do actually take on the tone of whatever you put them on top of, but I'm just going to pop some of the larger ones there on the center of my butterfly, just to give it a little bit of sparkle. Pop that up, and there you go. So now we just want to go back and make sure that our card is, you know, because we've been playing around with it a bit, just make sure that it's square there. So you're looking at it, it's obviously top down there, but that's the finished card. And the beautiful thing about this is it actually folds flat to post in a regular envelope. So let me just grab one of our regular envelopes. So this is one of our Stampin' Up envelopes, and that will fit carefully with all of your little things on it into a regular sized envelope for posting. Which means that, you know, if you haven't put too much bulk on it, you should get away in Australia with posting that for $1.10, I think, if that's what the post still is these days. So, and then when your recipient gets it, they can just fold it back up like that and it will stand up. So there's our finished card. Hope you all enjoyed that. So I'm just going to show you how versatile this type of fold is, because I did actually make another one which is exactly the same type of fold, but an entirely different design. So this is one featuring the beautiful rainbow and sunshine paper here from the also from the Celebration catalogue, and available as a free gift when you purchase a $90 worth of regular product. And so I've just used that paper here. This is the little unicorn from the Hippo Happiness stamp set, and just something that's really fun and bright and would be perfect for perhaps a little girl in your life. So there you go. So that's the two cards there. So two totally different looks, but using exactly the same sort of font. Okay, so I hope you all enjoyed those. Anybody have any questions? Let me just pop back through the comments to see if... No, you're all good. Okay, who's eating ice cream? Mark's eating ice cream. I wish I was eating ice cream. I might actually do that when I finished here. I bolted down my dinner tonight, and as I said earlier, I had guests arrive just as I was about to go live, so I can hear noises out in my kitchen, so I think that they're all still out there. So maybe I'll have to wait till everybody goes before I have ice cream. All right, so I don't think there's anything I need to, no housekeeping tonight, although I will remind everyone that the this special here for the Stamp and Cut and Emboss, the mini one, is on from the 1st to the 31st of March. So 20% off our beautiful little compact machine there. So one that's perfect to sit on your desk. I'll just grab mine to show you just the size of it. For those of you that are already demonstrators, you will know what I'm talking about. So this is our little Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine, which is just identical to our big one, just a smaller version. So that's great for just sitting on the side of your desk, and the lots of the smaller dies will fit through it. Also, we have 13 bundles which are on sale for the month of March. So all of those bundles have dies which will work in the mini machine, and they're all 20% off as well. So that's an awesome saving. So when you get your mini Stamp and Cut and Emboss, you also get all of the plates that go with that. So, you know, your embossing plates and your cutting plates. You can see mine here are a bit mangled there. They probably need to get some new ones now. So that's been the cutting plate. This has been my top plate, and they're all numbered so that you know which ones go with which. So here's number 1. Here is your base plate, and then you have your 2 cutting plates. You have a standard embossing plate for standard embossing folders, and then one for the 3D embossing folders. So Stampin' do make the narrow embossing folders that will actually fit in your mini machine, so that's really awesome as well. So if you like a small footprint and you don't have much room on your desk, or you don't have much room in your craft room, then that's a great option for you. And at the moment, like I said, 20% off, so it's $83 at the moment. So that's a saving of, what is it, normally $104? So that's a saving of what, $21? So great time to pick one up if it's been on your list. The other thing at the moment too is our Waves of the Ocean collection, so that's also on sale. So this is a sneak peek of items that are available or will be available in our annual catalogue, a new one coming out in May. So some of these items will be in the new annual catalogue, but so the stamp set and the dies will be, but these papers and the foils and these beautiful rhinestones won't. So they're actually exclusive for the period of the promotion, which is the 1st of March until the 2nd of May. and then after that only the dies and the stamp set will be available. So if you've got any questions or you're interested in any of those, you can pop on over to either my Facebook page or to my blog at stampmichelle.wordpress.com, and you can hop on to the shop. There's a shopping link there if you want to purchase those, or my contact details are on there if you want to ask me any questions. All right, I think that's it. Well, thanks so much everybody for joining me tonight. And I hope you liked those cards and that you'll give these beautiful bridge cards a go. I'd love to see what you make with them. I always love to see whether I've inspired people, what they actually decide to do with their with the things that I show them. And I will see you all again next week, same time, same place. I hope you all have a fantastic long weekend, and that you get to do something interesting, maybe find some craft time or just do some relaxing, whatever it is that you like to do to spoil yourself. And you can tell me all about it next week. So have a great weekend, everybody, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.